What's up, YouTube? Hey, yesterday in my video I talked about my intermittent fasting, and I just wanted to expand on that a little bit more on how that works. The deal is on intermittent fasting is that you cannot consider it a diet. It has to be just a change in the way you eat, a permanent eating habit change, or it's just like any other diet. It's temporary, then as soon as you stop doing it, you gain all the weight back plus some. So, as humans, we we don't need to eat 3 times a day. We've trained ourselves to, our society said that that's what we should do, but honestly, we don't need to eat 3 times a day, and we don't need to be eating constantly. And that's a lot of my problem is when I start slipping, I just snack all the time and I eat all the time. And it just becomes easy to let it go. Over the years, I've gone up and down in my weight dramatically. Some of the heaviest times I've been were like this. And in that picture, I was about 230 pounds, and I was in my 30s, and I was just really on my way to having a heart attack. So what I did then was not intermittent fasting. It was I just started eating a lot less, like unhealthy less, and I lost a ton of weight. And doing that, I ended up looking like this. Now, I really didn't like that either. So I felt good, but I didn't feel good. You know what I mean? And so I got back on the eating cycle, but I really started lifting weights heavy, and I got pretty big. I think I was benching quite a bit, and I was doing a lot of deadlifts and hitting the weights every day, and I got up to this. Now that's all fine and dandy, but that's hard to maintain the older you get. So I really just, as busy as I've been and working and all the other stuff I have going on, I really just started slipping on my eating. And it wasn't that I was just super fat, but I just didn't feel good. And I knew that it was time to make a change. So I started watching some videos on YouTube, of course, and I was listening to Terry Crews talk about his eating habits and how he goes, at least 16 hours between the time he stops eating till he starts again. And I thought that was crazy at first. I thought, man, there's no way 16 hours I'll starve to death. But lo and behold, that's not the case. When you start this, the first few days are pretty rough. The hunger pangs are pretty intense when you first start, and in your mind you feel like they're just going to keep getting worse and worse and worse until you die. But that's not the case. As a matter of fact, they get easier and easier and easier to let pass, and then you get to the point where you're not addicted to food anymore. You can choose when you eat. And believe me, when you've waited for 16 hours for a meal, you're going to make sure it's a good meal. You're really going to think that out instead of just grabbing a quick bite to eat. You're really going to be planning out your meal because you know that it's going to be a while before you eat again. Now, the dangerous part about all of this, and I know a lot of people have struggled with eating disorders, is that when you finally do break that cycle, when you finally do break your addiction to food, it really becomes your choice whether to eat or not. You're not bound by your hunger, because it really does subside a lot. And so I can see where people who really have lost sight of being healthy would just not eat ever, because even me, this is only my second week, almost 3 weeks into this. I can already pass meals up and it doesn't bother me. I'm not stressed thinking about when the next time I'm going to eat is. So it is dangerous, and you do have to be careful. You have to eat, and I eat twice a day. I eat at 9 o'clock in the morning, and then I eat at 5 o'clock in the afternoon, and that's it. I don't snack in between. I take in 0 calories between those meals. Now I'm still highly addicted to this stuff, and maybe someday down the road I'll try to break that one as well, but one thing at a time right now. So it is working, and I do feel a lot better. I feel a lot better than I did, and this is all about my health. It's not about my looks, because frankly, when you're as beat up and old as I am, you stop caring about your looks, and it's just about me being healthy. I've had too many family members this year that have just unexpectedly died out of the blue, and it really gets me to worrying about dying. So it's not that I want to live forever, but I do want to be around for my wife and my kids and my grandkids. I want to be here for a while. Now, on this eating pattern that you can get yourself into, I do eat 2 meals a day, and I make sure that they're good, healthy meals, and that I get the food that I need to get. But in between those meals, it's nothing. It's 0 food, 0 calories, and that's how it works. Your body hits a state of ketosis, and you can feel it when it happens. You'll actually feel your cells using up the energy, and it can be misunderstood as hunger, and really it just comes down to being healthy, and that's the goal. It's not looks, it's just health. So eat healthy, eat right, and maybe this doesn't work for you, maybe it will, but I'm by no means telling you what to do, because I'm not a doctor, but I do know that it's helping me a lot. So all I'm trying to advocate is people being healthier and thinking more about what they eat. So this is just old Oji-san telling you what I'm doing. It is completely up to you. If you think this would work for you, try it. If it doesn't, then don't do it. But the main thing is, don't get into a diet. A diet is a temporary fix, and you will rebound on it. You will relapse, and then the depression and all that stuff sets in when the weight comes back, and it just starts snowballing from there. So just be careful with it. Don't set your expectations too high, but just try to be healthy, and make a small permanent eating pattern change. Don't try to hit it all at once with a diet, and because it just never works out. The low carb, paleo, all that stuff, I mean, it is effective, but it's effective temporarily. So you're better off making a small change that you can stick with forever, and you'll be better off in the long run. So enough of this. I'm not trying to sell a diet book or anything. I'm just telling you what I'm up to. Everybody stay healthy. Remember, Oji-san's got your back. Reach out to me if you need anything. Until next time, Oji-san out.